Hello, everybody. Hello, good morning. Sila here from the Bright. Oh, from Cardiac UK this time. Sorry. So we start a little bit earlier today, just because I want to say a few things. Um, I was being a long time. I've been thinking about this. As you probably know, the ones that know me, I'm a bit busy all the time. I really don't have time to do research as I should. Like I'm reading the books for you and bring a little bit of an explanation, but really, I should be sitting down and doing research before I do this. So because this is a easy part, it's something then there's a lot of people that done before. I done before. Like I went to spiritual centers and stuff. So I heard this all before. I kind of go by that guidance that I received before, and I'm passing on to you here. However, like I say, ideally, I should do a little bit of research and prepare these videos and all that because I don't have time. I actually listen when I'm working. I'm listening to other channels, and most of them are in Portuguese, of course, because it's all the Brazilian people, such as myself, that I follow through, and there are two amazing channels. There are more than two, but there are two channels that I really follow, and I always wanted to kind of translate them to you. So because I trust them, I know they've done a really serious research. They're not bringing subjects that has not been researched before. They have the everything to back them up and what they're saying. I thought, oh my god, that would be so much easier if I could just translate because passing on something that is the real deal. It's not something that I'm just repeating something that we don't know about. And of course, I agree with everything that has been said by them. Is it makes sense to me? Of course, everything that I say or anybody else say, you guys take what fits your lifestyle, what you believe. You don't have to listen or agree with everything I say or anybody else in the matter. But I thought, okay, this present to you guys. So of course I want permission to do that. So I spoke with one of them, and it is Professor Luis Fernando. The canal is Canal Espírita. And I just sent a message. Finally, I got him saying, go ahead. That'll be cool if you translate. So yeah, thumbs up for that one. And also, I'm sure I Pranic Star, Stella Pranica, Ricardo Sanfilippo, as another channel there. I really agree so much that I'm doing a poetry course with them. So it's a 6 months course, and we are translating the whole course to English. And we start a small group of people that speak English. So if anybody that speak English that would like to do a poetry, is going to be the first group that we're running with English speakers. We have already few people in the group. If you want to participate, send me a message here and I can add you to the group. And right now we're just touch base, talk about spiritism in general, getting everybody to be in the same level of what they know before we start the course. And I spoke with Ricardo Sanfilippo, and we will start soon. He's planning to do a live about past lives, reincarnation, with him, my friend Elif from Really Sounds of Truth, and hopefully together they can do like a discussion, and I'll ask questions, responses, and I will be probably translating. I'm gonna see if another friend of mine want to translate together. And with that, we're gonna bring all the knowledge for you guys. So I'm gonna start with that, and then we're gonna probably start diving in the theory of poetry. And when it comes to do the practice, we're gonna have to prepare a little bit more ourselves. So because we need a group with certain people with certain mediumship to be there to be able to perform the work and the cure and the healing. So yeah, we're starting slowly and see where we go. But anyways, with that said, now it's time for us to start our gospel according to spiritism reading. And today is my favorite part of the. We read last week, no, the week before, because last week we didn't have. I had to go to London for a poetry course with Ricardo, so we skipped one. Um, this time, the time before, we talk about chapter 6 as the gentle yoke, and we also talk about the promised counselor. And we read that, and now we're going to talk the part that the spirits bring us an explanation about what was said. So it's my favorite part. I'm not, some of you know I don't like reading much, but this is a part that I really like. And I'm going to go back a little bit because I read the beginning of the instructions, but now I'm going to go back and read from the beginning so everything makes sense. Okay, because I stopped in a part, but now yeah, I'm just gonna read the whole thing and then we talk a little bit about that. Before we start, we're gonna do a prayer. And so I ask everybody to concentrate, and also if you want to bring a glass of water or a bottle to be um, fluid, the spirits will put fluids in your water for you to drink. You can use to water your plants, or you can use for your little pet animals if you have. Like right now, my little Oakley is not well, so hopefully he gets some good energies from this work and start feeling better again. All right, everybody. So everybody, quiet down for a little bit. Close your eyes. Think of Jesus or any higher power being that you believe, and let's go start. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed by the name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen. All right, guys. So if we have any noise coming up, forgive me. My son is at home from school holiday, so it may make a little bit of a noise, okay? So let's start. So chapter 6, like I say, we talk about the promised consoler and the gentle yoke. The name of the chapter is Christ the Consoler. Um, a little bit before we talk, so we had three consolers. So the first one was Moses that came with the Old Testament. So he had a set, he brought us a set group of laws that we're supposed to follow: shall not steal, shall not, lie, all the stuff. Why? Because back in the day, was what us as society understood. If it wasn't laws, we would not follow it. So he brought that as laws because that was the most powerful way to put that into work. And then after that we have Jesus. So Jesus came, he was the second consoler. He led by example. Instead of to make laws that basically force people to follow those laws, he decided to lead by example and show us the way of love and caring and charity and how we should be living our lives. And then after that, we spirits believe that Allan Kardec was brought to us as the third counselor because what he decodificates the spiritism. He was the one that put all together into books for us understand what the other side, what the spirits were trying to bring to us, all the knowledge that now we have. And and I cannot say there will be no other, but I think I think the way the word is going on today, we might see something else happening in terms of bringing another way for us to understand and live through these things again. And because society needs somebody to help, don't they? Anyhow, so let's go follow through the instructions from the spirits, the advent of the spirit and of truth. I have come as I came on another occasions to those misguided sons and daughters of the Israel, to bring the truth and to dissipate the darkness. Hearken unto me, as my word is the past have done, as my word in the past has done. So most spiritisms remind that the incredulous that above the reigns the immutable truth, which is the existence of the God, the good God, the great God, who causes the plants to germinate and waves to rising up. As a reaper, I have gathered its sheaves and scattered goodness in the breasts of humanity, and say, come unto me, all you who suffer. But man, with ungratefulness, has moved away from the straight and wide path which leads to the kingdom of my Father, and has followed the bleak pathways of impiety. My Father does not wish to annihilate the human race. He wants the living and the dead, that is to say, those who are dead according to the flesh, because death does not exist, to assist each other mutually and listen no more to the voices of the prophets and apostles, but listen instead to those who no longer live upon earth and who proclaim, pray, and believe. That is the resurrection, and life is the ordeal you seek, during which the virtues you have cultivated will grow and develop, even as the cedar tree. Those of you who are weak and know the obscurity of your own minds, do not deviate from the beacon which divine clemency has put into your hands, so as to enlighten your pathway and reconduct you, who are lost children, once again to the bosom of the Father. I am too much overcome with this compassion for your miseries and by your immense weakness not to extend a helping hand to all of those unhappy, misguided, who, while looking up to heaven, fall into the pit of error, believe, love, and meditate those on these things which are revealed unto you. Do not mix the chaff with the good seed, or the utopias with the true. Spiritists, love one another. That is the first precept. Educate yourselves is the second. Within Christianity, you will find all the truths. The error in which man has become enrooted are all of the human origin. Here, from beyond the grave, where you thought there was nothing, voices clamor, brothers and sisters, nothing perishes. Jesus Christ is the victor over all evil. You can be the victors of over impiety. So this was the Spirits of Truth. It was Paris, 1860. All right, guys. So I'm just gonna stop here for a moment. So it's said in the spiritual gossips that the Spirit of Truth, it could be the Jesus is send messages. Um, so when you put the kind of thought behind what you read on the book of the spirits book and the gospel according to spiritism, would make sense. Or if not Jesus, somebody in the higher power, that level of humanity and person and and the level of spirit. So what he's saying here is very much about we are here, we have the information we need to make this life, which is a passage, the best we can. So when we die, it's not the end. That's actually or where we come from. Our spirits go back to that house. That was our house. We are here. This is like a school. Planet Earth, this life here is a school. We come here to learn how to love, how to be good to one another, how to educate ourselves, and then we see how we're done when we go back. And then we might have to come back again and again until we actually learn, not from learning, memorizing our brains, but for learning our hearts, become more aware of feelings and what we should be doing. So basically, that's what he's talking about. Um, then let's continue. I have come to instruct and console the poor disinherited. I have come to tell them to raise up their resignation to the level of their trials and weep, since pain was consecrated in the garden of olives. But wait with patience, for the consoling angels will also come to them and dry the tears. Workers, plan your path. Recommence the following day the wearisome labor of the previous day. The work done by the hands furnishes the body with earthly bread. However, your souls are not forgotten. I, the divine gardener, cultivate them in the silence of your thoughts. Excuse me. When when the time comes for repose and the thread of life slips through your fingers and your eyes are closed to the light, you will feel the surging within and the germination of my previous seed. Nothing is lost in the kingdom of our Father. Your sweet and miseries, your sweat and miseries form of treasure that will make you rich in the superior spheres, where light substitutes the darkness, and where the most naked of you will perhaps become the most resplendent, meaning simplicity is it brings true richness, being ourselves and learn. In truth, I say unto you that those who bear their burdens and help their brothers and sisters are beloved by me. Instruct yourself in the precious doctrine which dissipates the error of revolt and shows the sublime object of human trials. As the wind sweeps the dust, so the breeze of the spirits dissipates your resentment against the riches of the world, which are frequently very pitiable, since they are subject to more dangerous trials than yours. I am with you, and my apostle will instruct you. So, you know are kept captivity by life, drink from the living spring of love, and be prepared to one day launch yourselves free and happy upon the bosom of He who created you, weak and so that you might become perfect, who desires your model of your own pitiable clay in your of the altar of your own immortality. Again, the Spirit of Truth, Paris, 1861. So this was 1 year later. Um, so when he talks about the riches of the world, so he's talking about rich people. So why he say they are subject to more dangerous trials? Because when you rich, you can fall easier in temptation. You can do more mistakes. You can have money and not be charitable, or you are exposed to people of great uh, people that it's just is very materialist, just care about money and forget about things, spiritual things we should be doing here in this passage. So you're much more exposed to fail and error during this incarnation. So it's harder. If he, yeah, that's what he means. He meant. All right, let's continue. I am the great physician of souls. I have to come to bring you the remedy that will cure the weak, the suffering, and the sick are my favorite children, and I am come to save them. Come then unto me, you who suffer and find yourselves oppressed, and you will be alleviated and consoled. Do not search for strength and consolation elsewhere, as the word is impotent to offer them. God directs a supreme appeal to you, to your hearts, by means of Spiritism. Listen to him, eradicates impiety, lies, error, and incredibility from your aching souls. They are like monsters who suck the purest of your blood and open wounds which are almost always mortal. Thus, in the future, when you have become humble and submissive to the Creator, you will keep His divine laws. Love, pray, be gentle to the spirits of the Lord, and call unto them from the bottom of your hearts. Then He will send His beloved Son to instruct you and to say the goodly words, I am come because you call me. Again, the Spirit of Truth, this time Bordeaux, 1861. Continuing, God consoles the humble and gives strength to the afflicted when they ask. His might covers the earth, and in every place, with each tear shed, He places a consoling remedy. Abnegation and resignation are a continuous prayer and contain profound teaching. Human wisdom resides in these two words. Would that all the suffering spirits could understand this truth, instead of clamoring against their pain and moral suffering, which is behove then to partake. So take these words for your motto, devotion and abnegation, and you will be strong as they resume all the obligations which charity and humility impose. The sentiment of fulfilled duty will give you response and resignation to the Spirit. Then your heart will be more steadily, your soul becomes more tranquil, and your body be protected against despondency. This is why the body feels that much weaker according to how profoundly the spirit is strengthened. Again, Spirits of Truth, Harvey, 1863, so 3 years later. Um, so we finished chapter 6, which is great. Yeah, one more down. We're gonna go next week, chapter 7. But going back to this last is spoken, as you can see in this chapter, this final part of chapter 6, all the messages are from Spirit of Truth in different years, in different places, probably through different mediums at the time received those messages. Meaning, uh, when Allan Kardec put these books together, so he talked about a subject, and then he compiled all the messages received through mediumship from the spirits that has to do with um, that chapter what we're talking about. So in this chapter, this final part of the chapter, it turned out to be all the message from the same spirit of truth, which was the main spirit back in the time, if you look at the other books as well. So what he done was basically, if you watch the movie Kardec, you're gonna see when he was a scientist, he was not a medium, but he worked with other mediums. He will make he'll get a question, and the mediums will receive channel the spirit and write. But what he done was quite smart, because he has to put to the test before he writes his books. He has to make sure the information is right. So he will ask the same question and to different mediums in different places, different countries, different everything, and the answers will come the same to each medium. They have the same answer. So we will match that and say, okay, is it has to be from the same source. This channeling has to be from the same source, because everybody in different places are getting the same answer to the same question. And that way develop that, putting through proof to make sure, it's not corrupted. It's, back in the day in the 1850s, that's how the book becomes. So the book of spirits is our question answered by the spirits through all those different mediums. So they got the same answer. And then this one, um, it's pretty much chapters of the gospel, and the spirits answering what the chapter means, what they're saying, especially the parables from Jesus, what he meant to say. So you get to know of the spirits, what they believe, or if they know more than us, probably what that meant. And the whole book is about charity, is about being nice, is about take this life and make the best you can do morally. So really, you cannot go wrong with any of these books. I know certain churches don't want us to don't want to hear about spiritism or anything, but in my view, doesn't matter your religion. This is not a religion. This is not is a doctrine, and only talks about love and being good and moral. It goes hand in hand with any religion. So that's why I think I become a spiritist, because he answered too many questions that the traditional church could not answer me. And I think it goes hand in hand. I don't go much to church, but I still do believe in the Bible and everything. I just think it needs a further explanation for people like me that don't understand the old English. And I think there are a lot of missing parts and a lot of misinterpretation of the Bible, especially over years of translating. Therefore, like when Constantine decided to use the Bible, bring Christianity back to Rome at the time. I think he chose and picked what he wanted to be there, and a lot of stuff got missed, or a lot of stuff, is not showing or modified the way they want the Rome church to go. And therefore, I think spirituals bring a broader view of all this, and we can understand a little bit more what was meant to be, and hopefully someday we can fill all the gaps, with information. But that's it for now. This ended up being a little bit longer than it should. So I'm so sorry. So I see you again next Tuesday, 8:30 or 8:30 here in London time. I'm not in London, but that's the time we use. And if you don't want to watch live, you can watch later. Give a little like. If you want to make a comment, send me questions, feel free to do that. And we're going to do this again. And hopefully, like I say, we're going to go back and start doing some videos from the other channels that I trust and believe, and translate that to English and try to explain what things are and what I learned I can pass on to you. All right? So take care, everybody. Bye.